Ladies and gentlemen, most people think of a shopping spree in New York City for clothes. But since I have lived in the Philippines, I have come to understand there are things that are more important than clothes to shop for. One of them is Supremo Italiano provolone cheese. Another is Hormel ham, so that you can make a proper ham and egg and cheese sandwich. Another thing is Mike's Amazing Mayonnaise. So we bought all of this stuff by the case as we did. We bought a me. I'm in America 6 weeks now, and um, sorry to say I've been lying about being in the Philippines, but I needed pickles. I needed to have a pickle. So I went to New York and I did a little food shopping and a little tool shopping, and I have some of those items that I'll show you. Now this refrigerator was full to the top with a couple of more salamis. There's a piece of one, and I have a few more in another refrigerator downstairs. Pepper jack cheese, I'm sorry to say that was the only one available when I went. I have several provolone, 5-pound boxes of provolone, and several more Swiss cheese, a dozen or so of these Cracker Barrels. But here's the most amazing thing. I bought a 4-gallon bucket of Jew deli pickles that go great with corned beef and cabbage or a ham and cheese on Italian bread sandwich. Slice them up, put them on the side. And there's Mr. Obama. He loves the pickle area. I can't believe every time I turn around, he's inside the refrigerator trying to get into those pickles. He still thinks he's friends with the guys from Brokeback Mountain. Well, we'll leave him there because every time I bring him out, he ends up back in there anyway. Now, we did also buy some tools that I'm going to show you. And also, we have some pickled olives and pickled peppers. Several more jars in other places. Here's a jar of pickled hot peppers that I opened up because I felt like having one and seeing what they tasted like. They taste pretty damn good. So here's some of our cold cuts. The rest are in another refrigerator I have downstairs. So this is the kind of thing that you can't buy when you're sitting on a chair in Cebu. You have to get off your ass, get on a plane, go to America, maybe jump on a metro, then go shopping, and then hire a cab to come back. Because I go all my traveling I do on public transportation, and if I buy big, I come back in a cab. Now, this is an interesting piece of information that I'm sharing with you. I spent 5 days in Florida on an all-expense-paid trip to the Florida Keys, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami from a friend of mine named Carl, a childhood friend. He picked up the tab for everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all travel and itinerary expenses, including jet ski rentals, snorkeling. We were going to go scuba diving, but the weather was bad for parasailing and scuba diving that day, so we just relaxed in the Keys and visited some friends. I picked up several boxes of tools from Northern Tool. They had these. It was a $700 set. I got it for $469. I have another box someplace downstairs in the basement, a smaller box with some other additional battery-operated tools. But the real reason I'm in America is because I'm getting rid of this shack. This is not my 12 by 12 shack. This is my big shack with the view of Kennedy Airport and a view of the Manhattan skyline. Now these are some boxes. Some boxes have been taped up, closed, and set in motion in a different part of the house in a storage room like this. And this is a bathroom in my other shack. Of course, I wish I could have this shack in the Philippines, but I can't. So we're going to settle for the 12 by 12 shack that the chair just can't stop making fun of. But what the chair doesn't understand is, even if I could take this house here in New York and just have it for free, all expenses paid, everything, gas, electric, rent, insurance, mortgage, which is basically rent, mortgage, taxes, maintenance on the house. This was my parents' house. Even if I could live in this house for free, no money ever, and they'd bring me food whenever I needed it and whatever, I wouldn't trade living in this house for living in the shack. I like my 12 by 12 shack. It's simple, and it has a view that's worth $1 million. So I like my 12 by 12 shack. So the chair can make fun of my 12 by 12 shack all he wants. But what the chair needs to know is that this is a view of the Manhattan skyline, but it's cloudy. There's a beautiful deck here. This is my friend Carl's house that he grew up in. So that's how far Carl and I lived from each other. About 50, well, maybe 65 feet from each other as children. And we grew up playing in these backyards that are behind this house and his house and the next door neighbor's house and the other next door neighbor's house. And what a wonderful vacation I had in the Florida Keys and in Miami. So right now I'm getting ready to prepare a ham and provolone with some Jew deli pickles sandwich for lunch. Today's March 27th. And this is the Hormel ham that I'm going to cut up. And that's the provolone and the Mike's Amazing mayonnaise. And here's extra pickles. I sliced up some pickles. I like to keep some pickles in the refrigerator if I want a snack. I pickle it up with some Patterson Pickle Company pickles. I also have another bucket of Jew deli pickles, Batemte pickles. I forgot how you say it, but they are real garlic Jew deli pickles. I bought 2 varieties because that's my vegetables while I'm in America. So here we go. This is real drama. I have been lying to you like a chair with vertical lips on it, telling people I am in Bohol, telling people I am in Cebu, telling people I am in Bohol, telling people I am in Cebu, telling people I am in Bohol when I'm actually in Cebu, and then telling people I'm in Cebu when I'm actually in New York, and then telling people I'm in New York when I'm actually in Florida Keys, and then telling people I'm in Cebu when I'm actually in Miami. I am becoming quite familiar with the ability to lie with vertical lips, as is Mr. Trump and Mr. Obama, because they also lie through their filthy teeth. Look at that. It's flipped. They also lie through their filthy teeth about politics. So now Mr. Obama has vertical lips, just like the chair, and Mr. Trump has vertical lips like the chair. Now, there's something I want to share with you. I took Mr. Obama snorkeling the other day. So I had him under the water for quite a while. He no longer talks, unfortunately, but I can make him talk. Mr. Obama, did you like snorkeling? No, Rabbi. You made me stay underwater until the bubbles came out of my head. That's right, Mr. Obama. You put Mr. Obama under the water and you squeeze his head and bubbles come out. Live stream bubbles come out of his head. It's the coolest thing. But those are on video. They're going to have to be downloaded to YouTube. But Mr. Trump, he can't go in the water because he's got electronics that still work. But notice the vertical lips on the chair. This represents Bakaku and Ka, because vertical lips are a code word for liar. Vertical lips are a code word for drama queen. Vertical lips are a code word for Bakaku and Ka, which means liar. So, Mr. Obama, he's lied to the American people. The chair, he's never told the truth since birth, as far as I can tell. There are no videos or pictures of him as a young man doing anything at all. It's amazing. And how do you have a life that you're proud of and not even have one picture of a house where you grew up, a childhood friend, a car, a boat, something that you've owned? Nothing. The chair was just blah, blah, blah. And Donald Trump, he's the newest vertical lips on the scene. he doubles. He's got two pairs of vertical lips, one there and one here. Now let's listen to some of the crap he has to say.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's Bakakwin. That means liar in Visaya.
Look, I'm really rich.
That's true, but this one.
I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
Bakakwin Ka. He fooled everybody. He fooled everybody like the chair fools everybody into believing he has had an interesting life existence on this flat plane that we call Earth. My God, the vertical lips are flowing. The chair. Never a truth or a truism has ever come out of a chair with vertical lips on it. And God, they took everybody from Michael Fazio, Mr. Trump, Mr. Obama, and the vertical lips, which is a code word for liar.